Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here, bringing you a PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds video. Now for this video I'm going to go through a few things that have come out story-wise for the game, and then I'm going to go into the monthly patch update notes. And I didn't do a video last week for the weekly update, it was only a small one, but what they've done over the last few weeks is they've really worked on the server lag, and it's starting to reduce now. Now since last week's patch I haven't actually played the game, been too busy with other things, but people I know that play it said that it is starting to steadily get better, and I think with the patch before that, or the weekly update before that, it had already got quite a bit smoother, so I think it's definitely going in the right direction right now. But there's a story come out about the amount of money that this game has generated so far. It now stands at 4 million plus sales, which is incredible for an early access game that's only been out for I think just over 3 months now. It's generated over $100 million in sales, and it's peaking regularly at around about 250,000 concurrent players on Steam. So the figures for this game are just astounding. It's come along and it's completely crapped over every other battle royale game out there, and I can't be even any more pleased for the people that are doing this game, because they're so open, they're so honest with what they're doing. They're very, very open devs, which is something that you're starting to get quite a lot of now in the industry. I think devs are coming around to the idea that you need to engage with your audience a little bit better. But these guys at Bluehole and PlayerUnknown doing really well, doing fantastic. So looking at the player base, you've got roughly 24% of the player base is based in the US. You've got a staggering 19% in China, which is massive for a game of this, this kind. I didn't really know that China was such an online playing nation. You've got 6% in Germany, 6% in Russia, and 4% in the UK. And you've got around 5 and 4% in Korea and Eastern Asia. So it's doing really well. It's definitely ploughing on. There's a lot more to come with this game. There's a lot of updates, so I can see it just only getting bigger and bigger. And like I say, still in early access, not had its official release yet, so it's doing brilliantly right now. The next story I want to quickly touch on is the fact that they're saying they've banned 25,000 plus cheats within the game. So when you take it into the context of the 4 million plus copies, that 0.6% of the players have been cheats and have been banned. Now I would expect that the cheat number is actually a bit higher than that, but of course it takes time to work out what people are using to cheat with and update your anti-cheat systems. But it says they're working all the time with BattleEye to update their systems and keep on top of the new cheats that come out. But of course it only takes one cheat to ruin a game, so it's good that they're working on it. It's good to know that they are actively banning people. That's always a bonus for us that play this game in a legit way. And basically if you are cheating, it's because you've got no skills. It's as simple as that. You've got no skill to play the game, and that's the only way you can try and look good on it, is to cheat. So I kind of feel sorry for you in a way, but there you go. And then I'm just going to look into the patch notes really quick for this monthly update. There's a lot to go into, so I'll put a link in the description below. This update I think will be on the CTE server now, but will go live tomorrow, which will be Thursday, which is probably when I'll get this video live. So this update should be live for you by the time you listen to this video, unless I get it on today, which is Wednesday. Then your update will be tomorrow, which is Thursday. Anyway, I'm starting to confuse myself now. Let's look into this. So in this update, they're going to tackle in a big way the performance between the client and the server, and this is in response to reducing the network lag or the server lag within the game, which has been something that's held this game back massively since it was released. It was one of the things that needed ironing out more than anything else, and they're now very much working on it. As I say, in the weekly ones they've started to quell it for a fair bit, but it looks like this monthly one might be the one that actually puts a nail into its coffin properly and brings us the game that we all know this game can be, as long as it can get rid of the server lag. So they're saying that for server performance they've improved network performance by reducing the amount of data being sent from the server to the client. So I would assume that they've streamlined what's being sent, try and cut out some of the non-needed data or data that can be sent afterwards. So if you're in quite a taxing situation, you're only going to get the information sent to you that you need. So it could be that things far away aren't going to draw as quick, because those aren't necessary be in that situation that you're in. They've reduced the network lag by preventing a large amount of data being sent from the server to the client simultaneously. So another one that will cut the lag down quite considerably, I would have thought. For client performance, they've fixed an issue of frame drop when other characters were around by optimizing nearby characters. So when it gets busy on your screen, you could see a little bit of a slowdown. That should be now optimized or gone altogether. Fixed an issue of frame drop when vehicles were around by optimizing vehicles. They've optimized the starting airplane and care package airplanes. The starting airplane where you start off is one of the bugbears for me. Sometimes I can hear the plane, but my screen is blank, and that can go on for quite a while. Even sometimes I would miss where I'm meant to jump out of the plane with my teammates because I'm still waiting for the screen to pop in. So hopefully that's now speeded up. Improved rendering performance of weapons from far off. This was something that was done in one of the previous patches, and they're obviously still working on that. Made improvements to weapon animations. Optimized many in-game effects, including the red zone bombing effect. Improved many UI features, and they've improved features regarding rainy weather. One of the rainy weather ones was that it's just too loud. You need to give that a bit of silence because it just got overwhelming in parts. And for some people, they wouldn't even get a rain effect. You would see it, but you wouldn't hear it. So hopefully that's been fixed now. They've added 2 new items. They've added the Groza, which is an AR chambered gun, pretty much like the Vector. Takes 7.62 ammo though, and it can only be acquired from care packages. And what they've done is they've put this into the care packages, and the VSS sniper rifle, which spawns in the world anyway, but could also be picked up in the care packages, has now been removed from the care packages. You will only find that gun spawned randomly in the world. They've added the P18C, which is a pistol chambered for 9mm ammo with full auto fire mode, which is an interesting one. I'm quite looking forward to using that one. The Vector and the UMP now support burst mode, which is good. That's another one that I wanted to see. You can now pick up items while moving. The interaction animation will not force you to stop anymore, but may make you walk slowly. Oh yes, and what a bonus. You can now interact with items while reloading. No longer will you be stood at the door loading your pump action shotgun waiting to finish the animation so that you can go through the door. This is one that I've been waiting for and has been a bugbear for me, but you can now reload and use doors at the same time. Thank God for that. The screen will gradually desaturate based on remaining health during the revive state, so it's probably going to go from colour through to black and white, signalling how close you are to death. The blood effect does not appear during the revive state anymore. They've adjusted the kill count system in duo and squad modes. A person knocking an opponent out will receive a kill count regardless of the actual killer. That's an interesting one. So nobody could steal your kill now. When you knock somebody down, you will still get the kill for it. So, in fairness, everybody's kill counts are going to raise on that tweak then. They've adjusted the F key interaction to prioritise the revive action in certain cases. You can now pull pistols out faster. Fire mode can no longer be switched during reload. They've adjusted the play area to spawn more evenly within a circle so that the play area does not appear in the centre so frequently. They've adjusted default quantity to be selected at 1 when pressing Control key to inventory to partially drop or pick up items, which is another one I wanted to see. Especially when you want to drop some meds for a teammate, you would press Control and it would select all of your meds, and you then had to enter a number. And typically you only want to drop between 1 and 2. So now that it picks just 1 is a bonus. It's a lot of a quicker process. They've adjusted the motorcycle and the motorcycle with sidecar to move more smoothly. You can now no longer switch to from prone while picking up items. Red dot sight is now attachable to pistols except for the revolver, and they've increased the recoil on the UMP. For the world, they've added 2 new weather settings, sunset and clear skies. They've added destructible cabins, which is an interesting one. Added new animation for when characters is at speed or taking fall damage. So some new ragdoll effects by the looks of it. They've adjusted vehicles to face random directions at spawn, so sometimes you would run into an area and you'd see that there's a vehicle there and you'd be like, that's not usually there. Now they're going to swap it round so that vehicles that are there might face a different direction, so that's going to throw some people off, I think. They've adjusted loot balance for certain items. They're always playing with the loot balance. I think this is something that's going to be tweaked for quite some time yet, trying to get it right, but it is pretty good right now. At a low probability, you will be able to acquire AR silencers, SR silencers and 4x scopes in care packages. For me, there's something that should be removed from care packages altogether. Care packages should just be for the creme de la creme of weapons and attachments, and you want to get more people going after these care packages because a lot of people don't bother with them. You can get completely tooled up in a few buildings and the care package is just a waste of time. But if you can do it so that there's a lot in it, it provides bait. So a lot of the time, the team that I play play with, we hang back. We wait for other people to go, and you can get yourself a couple of easy kills. You add higher rate loot into that, and that's going to happen a lot more often. The spawn rate of the Ump has been slightly decreased because it was one that used to appear quite a lot. The spawn rate of the Uzi has been increased. Level 1 helmet was being spawned at a much higher rate than the level 1 vest, and the spawn rate was adjusted so that both items will be spawned at a similar rate. They've increased spawn rate of items in regions and buildings with relatively low spawn rate, changed the name of certain weapon attachments, adjusted the spawn time of vehicles and speedboats so that they can be seen from further away, which is a bonus. They've improved the starting aeroplanes, again hopefully they've got rid of the lag with that. Cargo door opens when participants get ejected from the airplane, that's a cool animation. Optimised lighting inside and outside of the aeroplane. And there's a couple of UI fixes too. They've improved character recoil animation, removed death marks of teammates after a certain period of time or distance away from the place of death. So when your teammate dies, you're not always reminded of where you didn't help them properly. And there's a number of bug fixes in this patch too. Fixed an issue with a voice chat volume blasted momentarily after getting on an aeroplane. Fixed an issue where the character was not the centre of the screen while on a parachute. If you reload into the game while in a parachute, you will still be in the parachute. Prevented users from removing outer walls of buildings by deleting certain files. Again, another good fix in my eyes. Partially fixed a bug that caused the character to be stuck in terrain. Still working on that one, I think. Fixed a bug that caused the character to be misplaced after getting in a vehicle. Fixed a bug that caused effects to look identical underwater and outside of water. Fixed a bug that caused the character to make an interaction motion back plane to pick up an item when there were no inventory space. Fixed a client crash that occurred when fences were destroyed, and it fixed an issue of invisible fences after destruction. So again, an excellent patch for this game, and I think this is one that's only going to boost it and push it in the right direction. Some brilliant changes in there, some changes that we've been after for a while, such as being able to reload and use doors at the same time. Those are things that the community as a whole have been waiting for, and we're now getting them. So I can't wait to play this over the weekend now. I think it's going to be a really good update. I've no idea on the size of this patch, but I can only assume that it's going to be quite large, so do take note of that if you're on a metered connection. But yeah, big thumbs up to Bluehole and PlayerUnknown on this one. I think it's a really good patch that they've got coming out. So, and that's all I've got for you today, guys and girls. As always, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.